everyone, in today's sewing tutorial, we're going to make a pair of bias cut pants together. These pants are really simple to assemble, but the result might surprise you. Honestly, they're just probably the most effortless pants I ever made. Very little effort, but with a great payoff. These pants are made with just 2 pairs of front and back pieces, a few seams, no tricky closures, just an elastic waistband. The pants are cut on the bias, which means they will hug your body and form beautifully. Plus, they're super comfortable to wear. You can find the pattern I'm using linked in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started. Once you cut out your 2 pattern pieces, place them diagonally on your fabric. If you're working with a silky fabric, I recommend putting something under your fabric, like wax paper, a cutting mat, or muslin fabric to stop it from slipping too much. Make sure that the grain line on the pattern matches the straight grain of the fabric. Then make sure that both pieces are placed in the same direction. If you place them crossing each other, the final garment might twist because the straight and cross grain stretch differently. Okay, before we start sewing, we're gonna do a little bit of prep work. On the back pieces, looking for the notches that show where to stage stitch. So we're gonna add a stage stitch from here to here, right where the curve of the buttock is most pronounced. This helps a lot to prevent the seam from getting wavy or bubbly later on. Now let's move on to assemble the front and back pieces. We're gonna place them right sides together and then pin along the side seams and inseams. Make sure that you match all of the notches. They're really gonna help you line up everything correctly along these long seams. Since those pieces are cut on the bias, be careful not to stretch them too much while pinning. It's very easy to distort the fabric if you're not paying attention. Now take them to the sewing machine and stitch with a 1 cm seam allowance. After that, finish the raw edges with an overlocker, or if you don't have, you can use a zigzag stitch. Then press all the seams toward the back. Next, turn one leg wrong side out and slide the other leg into it, so that their right sides is gonna touch each other. Match them up at the crotch seam and pin carefully, especially around the corner. Now we're gonna back to the sewing machine to show the crotch seam with a 1 cm seam allowance. Then finish the raw edge as before. Now let's add the elastic waistband. To make a casing for the elastic, we're gonna fold the waistline to the wrong side by 1 cm and then press to create a crease. Then fold it again by 1.5 cm and press all the way around again. We're gonna sew along the edge of the second fold close to the edge. But don't forget to leave a small gap at the center back around 2 or 3 cm so we can thread the elastic through later. For this pattern, I'm using 1.5 cm wide elastic. You just need to wrap it around your waist to measure the right length. It should feel snug but still comfortable. I am measuring at my mid-waist since the pants are designed to sit there. I'm using a bodkin to thread the elastic, but you can totally use a safety pin if you don't have the bodkin. So we're gonna attach one end of elastic and push it through the waistband casing, starting at the gap at the center back. Work it all the way around the waistline until it comes out to the other side. Okay, we're gonna check the last time if everything lies flat and nothing's twisted. Once both ends are out, overlap them and sew them together with a zigzag stitch. Then stretch the waistband so the elastic is evenly distributed and slip inside the casing. Go ahead and sew the gap at the center back closed by stretching the waistband flat and stitching across. One little trick to keep the elastic laying flat even after washing is to do a top stitch right at the side seams to secure the elastic in place permanently. Okay, now is a great time to try your pants on. Check if the waistband fits well and decide if you want to shorten the hem. You almost finished. We're gonna finish the hemline. There's a lot of ways to do this, but in this tutorial I'm going to use bum roll. It is my favorite way to make a clean, small hem for bias cut fabric. You want to remove a few horizontal threads from the edge. The width of the frayed section will determine the width of your finished hem. To start, place the bum roll on the right side of the fabric and then align the edge of the tape with the fabric edge. Stitch it in place. Make sure that your stitches are within the frayed section, since we'll be removing it later. Now flip the bum roll to the wrong side of the fabric and give it a good press. Take it back to the sewing machine and stitch the hem down along the folded edge. And now for the fun part, gently pull out the bum roll. This is so satisfying. And there you have it, your beautiful double fold roll hem is done. Let's give it one final press. And there you have it, an effortless pair of bias cut pants. Even going through the steps with you, it feels like the project flew by. It is so quick. You can dress these pants up for a chic event or keep it casual with a sweater for running errands. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you decided to make your own version of these pants, don't forget to tag me at Lizzy Design Studio. I love seeing your creation and how you style them. That's it for today's tutorial. Happy sewing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!